What's up, peeps? David here. It's good to be back. So listen, have you been wanting to make a change in your life, but you just haven't done it yet? Or maybe you're trying to make a change and having a hard time doing it, or it's something that you've wanted to do, but you've been putting off for whatever reason. Well, you're in luck, because in today's video, I'm going to share with you 4 steps on how to make that big change in your life. And if you're already a subscriber, welcome back. It's been quite a while, actually. It's been a little while. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Make sure to hit the like and the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get notified of brand new videos when they come out. So over the last decade, I have coached many a client in making big, profound changes in their lives, ranging from wanting to up their confidence so they can make more friends, attract an ideal partner for a romantic relationship, upgrade their career and getting paid more, having more respect, better responsibilities at work, or in their business as an entrepreneur. I've coached on all these levels, and at the core, it comes down to really working with the mind, beliefs, and our inner stuff. It's hugely, hugely profound, and that's what these 4 steps are based around that I'm about to share with you. And throughout this video, I have a big change that I'm announcing with this channel and the direction of my coaching, and I'll use myself along these 4 steps so you can clearly see how these 4 steps can be used in real time and how you can apply them for yourself. So let's get into the 4 steps to make a change, a big change in your life. So step 1 is to set a primary aim with full intention and commitment. So what does this mean? This means this is going to need to be your primary focus, okay? Look, we all have responsibilities. Of course, you probably have a job. You might have family or kids, those kind of responsibilities. This doesn't mean, okay, just forget everything else. Absolutely not. But it needs to be in top position, basically, or top 2 position at the least. You want to have this on your mind at all times. You want to have this in your sights. There's an old talk right now, maybe 5-10 years old, I don't know, where Warren Buffett and Bill Gates are sitting together. It's pretty popular in the success/entrepreneurial community. And in this talk, they ask both of them at the same time, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, what's the most important thing for you to be successful that's been, key to your success? And at the same time, they say, focus. So this is having a primary focus. That's what a primary aim is, okay? So this must be front and center priority, and you need to have that gut level commitment that you're going to see this big change through, that you're going to commit to it and see it through. Now, also really important about this change is that it does need to be meaningful to you personally, meaning that if you're doing it because it's something that somebody else has and you want just because they have it, but it's not really aligned for you, it doesn't align in your heart, in your gut, in your mind, then it's not something that you want to put your efforts into. I'm not saying you may not look at somebody and go, well, hey, they have that, why can't I have that too, and be inspired by them. But if it's sort of this kind of weird competition thing, or because society tells you to, in my experience, not only in my own life, but in working with clients over the last decade, it's really not worth doing. It's really kind of the booby prize, as they call it. Sort of the prize that you get and you're like, wah, wah, when you get it. And sometimes people do that for very huge things in life and they go, I didn't really want this. So you really got to do that internal gut check. We're talking about popcorn here. That internal gut check and that heart check to make sure. And that's going to lead into step 2, which is going to help you accomplish this. All right, now we're to step number 2, which is create a visionary plan. This is super important. Traditional success methods, mind methods say you want to write this out on paper instead of, say, type it out. I have mixed feelings about that. You can do it in, in a doc, in a Google Doc. I do tons of work in Google Docs. Well, in my business and with clients, I make them use Google Docs. The tradition says the reason that you want to write it down is because of the feel, the kinetic feel of writing it down. And then there's things like, put it in a really nice book or a really nice leather-bound book or something like that, a journal, right? I think there can be something to that stuff, but it's whatever works and is meaningful for you. I do think that there's something to writing it down at some point so that you feel it. But to start, you want to do whatever feels best for you. If it feels good to free write, on a piece of paper into a journal, great. If it feels good to bust open a Google Doc or a Word document or whatever, do that to start. Okay, you don't want to think about it too much. And what you want to do is free flow what your vision is for accomplishing this change, what life's going to be like, how are you going to feel, what it's going to look like, all these aspects. Just kind of let it free flow, okay? And then once you've done that, start writing out steps and take good time to write out that free flow. Start writing out immediate action steps you can take, big or small. Just start writing down what occurs to you, kind of in a list. And so what you're doing is you're creating your vision, and then you're starting to create action steps based on that vision that are going to start to get you into action and lead you to creating that big change that you want. And so remember, with this process, it's about progress over perfection, right? Done, getting something going and done, even in a draft form, is better than perfect. Don't be a perfectionist about this. Just get going on this, okay? And then you want to have it in a form that's portable. Oftentimes, I might have my vision, my visionary plan, my goals, steps in a Google document that I can access from my laptop, that I can access from my Android tablet, that I can access from my phone, right? So I can review it anytime I want. And that's going to be important because you're going to want to, at the very least in the morning and at night, review your vision and your action steps and keep that focus in your mind, even throughout the day more times as well. You don't want to do that in lieu of action, instead of the action, but you want to have it so it's accessible. If you want to write it down on a note card or find a way to do that, or a piece of paper, great. You can do that too if that works for you. I tend to be kind of a digital guy, so that's the way that I do it. And so using myself as an example for these first two steps, and also a channel update for all you current subscribers from years past or even up till now, I've had to create a vision for this channel change and my business change, a new direction and expansion for both the channel and my coaching business. Absolutely, created that, got committed on a heart level, a gut level, a head level, and it's also a work in progress. There's a lot of action steps and planning that is being executed before your eyes. For instance, in years past, I would just make videos, you can go watch the old videos, and sometimes they were good quality, a lot of times average, sometimes really poor quality in the production. The content was always good, I feel, and a lot of you feel. I didn't pay attention to the lighting. Like, I've upgraded the lighting and this new camera, and I've had actually really good quality vocal mics sitting around, but I was too lazy to use them because I'm a hobbyist musician, singer, songwriter as well. And now I've got all that stuff happening, and I feel really great about it, so that it's better for you guys to absorb the content. There's a lot of planning that's gone into it and full commitment. It's, and it is my primary main focus. I'm excited about it. And so a lot of you have found me via my social anxiety, social confidence videos, people skills, and the like. Some of you have also found me through my interview with Dr. Robert Glover, which I did in years past. He is the therapist, coach, and author of No More Mr. Nice Guy. Coined the term nice guy syndrome, helping guys that were too nice and being pushed over in life to be more attractive and balanced men. A great guy, used to teach a course with him as well on social skills and whatnot. And so however you found me, you found me through Social Expression and the Social Expression channel and brand. And that is now turning into David Hamilton Actual. And by the way, don't worry, what you're seeing here is pre-channel migration. All the old videos from Social Expression in the comments are going to move to the new channel. It just looks like this because I haven't changed things over to the new channel look and the new channel name. And so why did I pick David Hamilton Actual? Well, obviously, one, I chose my name because I wanted to go in more of a personally branded direction so that I could talk about a wider variety of topics and not be married to a particular brand like Social Expression, or, if I was talking about widgets or whatever, that I could have more freedom and flexibility. Now, you might be wondering, why did I put this word actual? Well, first of all, I needed to put an extra word to make it easier to search and find me immediately, because when I searched YouTube, there were a lot of David Hamiltons, a lot of channels named David Hamilton. I was like, damn, well, I should expect that. I mean, David Hamilton is no John Smith, but it also isn't that uncommon of a name necessarily. So in case you wanted to search and quickly find my channel, or tell somebody else about it so they could get help by this channel in the videos, it would be easy to search. The second reason is it ties beautifully into what we're all about here, self-actualization, right? So it ties right into that. And the third reason is I am a total sci-fi nerd. You may or may not know this about me. And one of my favorite sci-fi shows of all time is the new version of Battlestar Galactica, which on the show they always say Galactica Actual, or this is Galactica Actual.
Pegasus, this is Galactica Actual.
Which means the commander of the Battlestar Galactica. Shout out to EJO, Edward James Olmos, amazing actor, and plays Commander Adama, Galactica Actual, or whoever's in command. And this is perfect because it ties into the fact that you are the commander of your life. We're ultimately responsible. That old saying, the captain of your ship and destiny and fate and whatever, I can't remember it now. It's perfect. It all tied together and all kind of came to me. I'm like, great, that's what we're going with. So that's how I end up with David Hamilton Actual. Okay, so on to the remaining steps here. Step number 3 is arrange your support struts. Arrange your support struts. So what does this mean? Well, like I had mentioned before, though we want to focus on your primary aim here, it is important to have other areas of life support and not neglect those completely. I like to think of it like a rocket ship, okay? So use a little Elon Musk reference here. In order to launch those rockets to get to Mars, your chief primary aim is your rocket. You're the rocket. You're the vehicle that wants to get to the destination. And there's a lot of support that has to happen for that rocket to take off, and a lot of initial energy too, to get that rocket off. If you've ever watched a rocket, it goes very, very slowly, and there's so much energy happening at the beginning to get momentum. And once it gets momentum, it just goes. Okay. So also, be mindful of that. It's going to require some activation energy here to get things going. And you need to use other areas of life. Keep paying attention to your diet and your body. Don't let your health slough off, or key important relationships. And you may need to discard some things. Maybe there's some people around that aren't supportive, You may or may not want to tell people about what your primary aim is, depending on how supportive they are of you, even if they're close to you. Arrange your schedule in a way that supports it. Obviously, you have your responsibilities to take care of, but your support struts are going to help you. Because if you only focus on, okay, I'm just going to work on this thing, let's say it's a career thing, yeah, that can work, but it's not sustainable in the long run. It's like burning all the fuel for the rocket, and it finally gets going and you're out of fuel, and then it just starts to fall to the ground. So we need to have some kind of balance, some kind of holistic approach here to achieving that big change that you want in your life. And so for me, as an example, with this channel change and business direction change, I actually have been doing a challenge called the 75 Hard. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's basically 75 days where you commit to a set of daily tasks. Some include reading, some include working out stuff, drinking a gallon of water, various things, in order to get your habits set. And it's really a mental challenge at the end of the day, and it's really helped up my willpower and send it in the direction of this new expansion for the channel and business, because I was, teetering on where I should go, what I should do, and I was having a bit of a hard time getting things going. And the 75 Hard Challenge has really helped me to do that. So that required me to go on a walk at least once a day and do something outside, and then do something inside in terms of my body. I might do yoga, I might do Tai Chi, I might do weights, I might do push-ups, stuff like that. Okay. So I use that challenge as support struts. It sort of ticked off a lot of boxes for me. Okay. I also have to make sure to have downtime and, hang out and talk to friends and family and whatnot, and key relationships. There's the example of that for this third step. And last but not least, we've got step 4, which is leverage the 2 C's, which are compassion and courage. Okay. So let me start with compassion. Compassion is that self-compassion for when times get tough or things aren't quite working out the way that you want them to yet. You're experiencing challenges on the road, to be compassionate with yourself and the process. I know this very well as a recovering self-flagellator, which means I can really beat myself up in my head a lot and really be hard on myself. I've been told that all throughout my life. It's funny when your parents tell you that and you're like, well, where do you think I learned it from? Mom, Dad. But they are, it is true. And I've made a lot of progress in this, and it is helpful because those thoughts can really derail you and those feelings and, negative emotions. So have compassion, be kind to yourself as much as you can. It doesn't mean don't take responsibility and don't do the things that might be hard that come up. Sometimes we do have to push through those things, but have that compassion. And then, of course, the second point here of the 2 C's is courage. Courage is one of my favorite words. I like it so much better than a word like fearless. Be fearless, be courageous. They're often used synonymously, and I guess they can be, but to be fearless sort of implies that you shouldn't feel any fear. And that just usually isn't true as a human being, right? Maybe on a high advanced level, once you've really mastered something, but even, you can see, I remember seeing Eddie Van Halen, the old guitar god. He passed away this past year. Rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. But even he said when he would go on stage, he would get nervous. After years, he would always get nervous, and he'd played in front of tens of thousands of people at one time in crowds, and he still would get nervous. So he felt fear, but he was always courageous. And so the word courageous literally means to act in the face of fear, even though you're feeling fear. And I'm sometimes a word nerd as well. The center of the word courageous is cor, C-O-R, which in Latin means heart. So literally the word courageous means to act with heart. Words in Spanish and Portuguese like corazón or coração, I think that's how you say it in Portuguese. It means to act with. It's such a beautiful word. And so I've used that a lot with my clients. We're not about being perfect and feeling no fear. We're going to feel that fear. We're going to do it anyway because this thing is so important. This change is so important for you to accomplish that we need to apply courage as part of the process. And so for me, I've had to exercise a lot of courage to get back in front of the camera and to push through and deal with the technical difficulties of, stuff. Sometimes, fear can come up as in, I don't want to do that. It takes too much energy. Fear can come up in all kinds of weird ways. And to be able to push through and get that activation energy going, like that rocket ship launching, so that I can start on the path of achieving what I want here. So all kinds of ways fear will come up. Acting with courage is huge for human beings at all levels. So look, making a big change, while exciting and something that you really want to gun for and get, can also be scary and difficult to navigate, especially if you aren't applying these 4 steps. So make sure to apply these 4 steps. And I want to hear from you guys in the comments below what changes you're making, what you're working on. Let's help each other out here, right? I'm going through it as well in the change of this channel and the direction of my coaching business. And I will continue to have to use these steps and revise as I go, just like you will, including using that courage, having compassion for myself, right? Taking those small baby steps and focusing on this as my primary aim because it's deeply important to me and my core purpose in life. Also, I have some more videos for you to watch here and here. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified of new videos as they come out. We'll see you on the next one.